Time for another stock review. This time we're talking cannabis, the Cronos Group right now. In this review, you're going to see the balance sheet. I'm going to give you the solvency score, the profitability score, who's buying on the inside. We're going to look at the chart. We're going to show you all the inside trading. We're also going to take a look at the website. There's not much news on it already on this company, so I know that will rank in a week for number one for the stock. So if you like this stock, if you are interested in this company, comment below, share this out, and I'm sure if the review is good, it will benefit the stock. If the review is not so good, it won't benefit the stock. That's kind of how it works. All right, we are talking cannabis now live on the show. So let's get ready. Is this a good investment or not? Can you make money from this stock? At the end of the day, it's all about an investment. Is it the right time to buy it? How does it compare to the leader? Or they would say they're the leader, the S&P. So let's get our heads down. Let's look at cannabis right now and let's see how this stacks up. Are you ready? Okay, let's start our review. So please tap the like button. Now, one thing that we do on our show is we do Meet the CEO. We have a Meet the CEO series. We've got another CEO coming on to our show tonight. So if you are an investor in this company or you are working for the company, you will see my videos rank on YouTube and Google number one more often than not, and all over my social media. Reach out to me and come on the show. I'd love to interview you, get your thoughts on the show, and air it to the world. We have members in 57 countries around the world. So if you are an investor, perhaps you might like to go to the investor relations and message them or through social media and ask them to be on the show. So maybe you'd like to do that. If you are passionate about stock and you'd like to see good news, open, honest information. Remember, I don't own any of these shares. I only own the S&P. I did that so I can meet the CEOs and be impartial. No one pays me to do the reviews. They are fully open and honest. I'm using the most advanced algorithmic software. So you know that this is information for your benefit, not for me to get views on my video. It's not about my views. It's about growing the best audience with the best information. That's what my channel is all about. Okay, I'm making this during a live show, so anyone can comment during the chat. You'll see people comment during the show, or they might leave a comment about the company or whatever, and you'll see it and I'll read it out. Okay, it'll happen live. Okay, so we're talking cannabis. Is this a company that we should buy? Let's go straight into it and make an informed decision. Are you ready? Okay, let's start nice and simple. Away we go. Cronos stock. Now, if we look at the long-term chart, we can see it's popped up. This was 2020. Everyone got excited. Sorry, 2019, 2020, it faded away. During COVID, a lot of people bought with stimulus checks and all that kind of stuff. Up she went again, fell away. And of course, the biggest problem is we're waiting for legalization in the United States to open this whole business up. Let's read about the company. Cronos Group engages in the production and distribution of cannabis. It operates for the United States and the rest of the world segments. Not too much information there. The CEO, Michael Ryan Gorenstein, and again, I'd like to have him on the show. If anyone knows him or would like to email the company, please do. It works that way. It's best that way coming from you. I never message anyone about being on my show. They just contact me. 447 employees. Toronto in Canada, of course, Ontario. Founded in 2012. If you're buying it on margin, it's 100% maintenance, so it's regarded as high risk. 838 million is the market cap, so it's relatively small company then. We've got a 52-week high of 264, 52-week low of 164, and price to earnings ratio is negative $7.59. You're not making any money on this stock at the moment. No dividend, just growth. No growth at the moment. The average volume is 2.2 million. So it's a low volume stock, which means you might not be able to get out if you'd like to get out. Of course, at the time, it means you might have to drop your price. Remember, you can only sell when someone is buying. The volume today is 803,000. Okay, let's scroll down a little bit more. We'll cover the news in a moment. Now, Morningstar, I wouldn't use their ratings for anything because they're paid and sponsored to say whatever. They say it's a buy or a hold. No one's really selling. It's a split between buy and hold. The bulls are saying, in their opinion, Cronos option to acquire 10.5% of the US multi-state operator PharmCann gives the US THC investment exposure and a hedge if the dispensary model persists. The Bears are saying, however, provinces and countries are incentivized to maximize tax revenue for products like alcohol, tobacco, and cannabis. Although alcohol and tobacco companies successfully pass higher taxes on to consumers, cannabis companies lack the brand power to do the same. Well, of course, it's all about legalization of it. That will change everything. Of course, Tilray have been chasing that for years. And of course, it may take a long time because we have bigger issues now for the government, like wars, for example. Anyway, let's look at the earnings. It's been kind of going sideways overall, apart from this drop here in Q4. But I'd like to say, though, it is heading upwards. No doubt about it, apart from this drop here, and you can find out what caused that by looking at the investor relations page on their website and see what news around the stock. Thank you, Red Bluff, for subscribing to my channel. Moving up nicely in the right direction, and they are beating earnings, which is good. Now, who else is buying the stock? What other stocks are being invested alongside this one? That will give us the direction of the stock. Canopy Growth, I've not reviewed it. I'm not sure about that one. I don't know about Aurora. Makes sense. We've got all cannabis sector stocks here. Tilray Brands regarded as the number one. I don't know. They've kind of diversified a little bit too much, in my opinion. Lost direction, in my opinion. They've done it because they want to be able to continue business while we're waiting for legislation to pass. SNDL, I've not reviewed that, and IGC, all kind of cannabis stocks then, which is a bit of a shame. We don't see any big caps like J&J or Coca-Cola in there. So we don't see any old money. We don't see any stable money. What we do see is a lot of speculative money. And that means the stock is going to be volatile. Even those that invest in it will take profits and drop it. A lot of short interest, perhaps. We'll find out in a minute. Anyway, let's now go and look further at the website and see what we're talking about. Of course, if you've just tuned in or caught me halfway through this video, this is a cannabis review. We're talking about Cronos stock. So let's go over now to the website and see what the company is all about. We are bringing rare cannabis, the future of cannabis, rare cannabinoids. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. Let's go down here. About us. Right. About us. What do they say about themselves? Committed to building disruptive intellectual property by advancing cannabis research, technology, and product development with a passion to responsibly elevate the consumer experience. Cronos is building on our iconic brand portfolio. Cronos' diverse informational brand portfolio includes Spinach, Peace Naturals, and Lord Jones. Spinach? There we go. I had no idea about that. Anyway, let's carry on going. What else have we here? This is our team. Our management team comprises of experts in the fields with a goal to establish the most valuable international cannabis company. They are responsible, they are passionate, daring people driven by quality and integrity who are determined to write history, not read about it. That's what they're saying. Okay, fantastic. Now let's go into the numbers. At the end of the day, if the numbers don't make sense, nothing makes sense. And at the end of the day, we are here to make money from the stock. That's what it's about. Is it the right time? Well, let's get our heads down. Do you like that? And let's study the stock, put our finger on the pulse. Do you like that? Of course you do. All right, here we go. This is unedited. I make all these videos completely live, as well as do everything. All right. It's a bit of a challenge for me, but I do enjoy it. Let's start off by looking at the intrinsic value. The intrinsic value, it was saying here that the stock is overvalued. Now, a lot of people will use the intrinsic value as a guide to buy the stock. It is, but there's a lot more we need to do before we decide whether it's right or wrong. The overvaluation of 60%, worst case scenario, it's overvalued by 67%. Best case, 57%. All right. However, are there any warnings? Yes, there are. Persistent, Overvaluation detected. Historical valuation indicates this stock's market price has continually exceeded the intrinsic value. This enduring overvaluation may be indicative of market overconfidence or non-fundamental influences. Explore beyond the financials to understand this valuation discrepancy, which is exactly what we're going to do now. Very, very important. Okay, now if you like the software that I'm using, it's the most advanced algorithmic software, I believe, using AI technology. So it's just numbers, no one's biased. Think of me as the BBC, not CNN or Fox. I bring direct news, direct facts. You make the opinions, you make the decisions. If you like this, at the end of the video or below in the description of the video, I will give you a link so you can get this software for free. Or if you're one of my members, you can get the premium plan with a discount, which makes my membership completely for free. Always bringing the best deals, way better than CNBC and miles better than Mad Money. They don't have those discounts. I do, exclusively to me. Right, looking at their last earnings call, amidst fierce competition and a dynamic market, the company has fortified its global positioning with the market cap of 730 million and a unique enterprise value of negative 110 million. The edibles segment leads the margin profile supported by Lord Jones, which is expected to drive growth into 2024. They've demonstrated resilience in Canada, introduced products in Germany, expanded in Israel, and laid groundwork for the US. Sounds a little bit like the same geographic as Tilray, by the way. Groundwork for US market shifts. Financially, they're on track to achieve 20 million to 25 million in cost savings in 2023, with additional savings projected in 2024. The steady growth, margin improvements, and operational efficiency underscore innovation and industry-leading balance sheet. Let's have a look at the balance sheet. I will decide whether the balance sheet was good or not. Let me come to that in a moment. So first of all, we've got the revenue. We want to look at the numbers now. Do all these numbers make sense? Well, we're going to look at the revenue first of all. The revenue is up. It's up 5% on the most recent range and expected to grow consistently, which is very, very nice indeed. Operating income has improved dramatically, as you can see, up 10%. Net income is up 25%. Free cash flow is up 14%. We like that. Very, very good. Capital expenditure, we've stopped spending money, up 35%, or rather negative 35%, which is the positive in this case. Operating cash flow up 14%. We like all of that. Financials looking good. Perhaps then the valuation is incorrect. Maybe this is a deal at this price. Okay. Let's look at the most important thing. Of course, we're talking now about the balance sheet. This is where we can work out if the numbers stack up. You like my coins stacking up? Hopefully you like the coin stacking up. Are your coins going to stack up? Well, let's look now at the balance sheet. 1.2 billion in assets with 840 million in cash. So that's great. Most of their assets is cash. That's very, very good. We like that. 73%, in fact, is cash. That means we are in a good position to pay off debt, reduce debt, invest without already being invested, and that money's spent. That's good. We like that. What about the liabilities? 30 million compared to 1.2 million. Very, very low liabilities in comparison percentage-wise. Let's see how much debt they have, bearing in mind they have 840 million in cash. Long-term debt, none. Short-term debt, none. Great, great balance sheet. Now, they did say in the earnings that they have a leader in the industry. Their balance sheet is an industry leader. I said I would check it, and it is indeed the case. Their balance sheet is fantastic. No doubt about it. So far, this is a buy from me because this sector will break through. So far, I'm liking this better than Tilray. So far, I like it. The balance sheet looks good. The financials looks good. The low debt looks good, if none at all. The projections look good. The valuation is potentially about right. It is showing consistent high valuation, but because people are buying, expecting it to rise, and it will rise with good news. So far, I like it. It's a buy from me. 11% gross margin. Okay. Now, we don't know if that's good or bad. We need to compare that to Tilray, and I'll give you a way for you to do that in a few moments' time. Operating income is negative 106%. Net margin, negative 124%. Negative net margin. We know all of that, but it's all improving. It's all moving in the right direction, pretty much. Okay. We like that. The fundamental score. Now then, profitability, obviously, they're investing and they have limitations because of legalization. So 19, they're still making some money, but not as much as they could. Exceptional revenue growth, great. Positive revenue forecast, okay. But declining ROE and negative 1 year revenue growth makes sense. So that this will improve with legalization. But look at this, a fantastic balance sheet, virtually as good as you can get. High Altman score, tick. Short-term solvency, tick. Long-term solvency, tick. Low DE. This cannabis stock does look very, very healthy, very, very green in the money. Did you like that? Did you like that? Was that good? Was that good? Yeah, you like that? Little sort of pun on words there? All right, okay. It's not all going up in smoke on this one. No, sorry about that. The solvency score is exemplary. 81. Doesn't get much better than that. Wall Street, worst case scenario, 9% down. We can live with that. Up on average, 21%, which will exceed the S&P, and 79% will exceed, but 79% on the best scenario. Okay, very, very good. Here's the competition. If you look below in the description of this video or click above my head, I will give you the link so you can go to the software that I'm using. My members can get a free plan or a premium plan with a discount. Go and check it out. Look at all the competition. See how Tilray stack up. Look at the balance sheet and make a decision. But so far from me, it's a buy. We haven't got any latest news, which mean I will rank number 1 above Yahoo Finance, Fox Business, Bloomberg. Oh, we got something here 4 weeks ago. I don't really think that's relevant though, so I'm not really going to bother. Let me have a quick look if there's anything here. Let's have a quick listen in.
Here on Yahoo today, and that is Tilray. It's on the move to the downside, off just about 5.5%, despite reporting a narrowing loss and record revenue. Now the company posting sales of $194 million. That was
Tilray, in my opinion, has lost direction. It's gone into the brewery business. It always was, but more focused on that than ever before. Let's see if we mention. Cronos here.
Up 34% from a year ago, and an adjusted a net loss of $2.7 million, narrower than what we saw a year ago. The results from Tilray coming as cannabis stocks struggling to gain attraction with investors. Tilray is down about 19%.
Yes, Tilray is down, and it is all to do with legalization. I'm not going to focus on that. It looks like they're talking mainly about Tilray. My review will be here in a few days, and we're talking all about Cronos. So if you like Cronos, you're in the right place. Look at the sentiment over the last 90 days. 73% positive. This is much better than Tilray, by the way. Last 30 days, 76%. Last 7 days, 100%. All positive news. I like it. Short interest, not much short interest, 2.96. So there is some negativity around the stock, but such a low amount that we're not in anywhere near short squeeze territory. Would need to be at 20% with high volume. We're nowhere near, so no short squeeze here. So don't look out for that. Okay, now last thing I want to do is give it a back test, because at the end of the day, if we're buying this stock, it has to make sense. If we are comparing it to something else. So let's get busy in the office, start shouting at each other, get excited as we compare it to the S&P. Oi, you, look at this screen. What are you doing over here? I'm trying to find the review for Martyn Lucas on Cronos. That's what we're doing. Yeah, we're all studying it now. Yeah. Okay, let's go and look at the numbers then, how it compares to the S&P. So if you put $10,000 in 2019 in the S&P, you've doubled your money. You've got 21 grand right now. If you put $10,000 in Cronos, you've now got 1,900. That's in red. So is now a good time to buy? Well, I have to say it's a buy from me because the balance sheet is good. The cash is good. The debt position is good. I think for me, this is looking much stronger than Tilray. Yes, it's overpriced right now because we're all expecting to see the stock rise. We're going to get the stock rise on this stock when we get full legalization in the United States. That is going to benefit the stock. No doubt about it. Anyway, there's my thoughts. It's a buy from me. Now, if you click above my head for all my social media, contact me if you want me to interview the CEO. Perhaps they'll contact me. Your job is now to go out as investors and correspond with them. That's how it works. That's how we get CEOs on the show when investors do reach out. Remember, I'm not here to pump the stock. I don't own the stock. I only own the S&P. That way I can be impartial. Meet the CEOs, talk to them, learn information, provide it to you, and be completely impartial with my reviews. Look below in the description, you'll find all the links as well. If you want to use my software that I've just used or get a discount for the premium plan, you can as a member. Over here, I put all my reviews and any updates on the Cronos Group that you might find interesting. There we go. There's my review on Cronos. I hope you liked it. As a member, you can ask for a review. Just reply in the comments. Your badge will come up. I will know you're a member and I will do your review for you. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.